Alright, so you walk into the room, there's a giant pair of tatas in your face. But you slipped and you're like face first, and like the lady reacts and just like puts you in a chokehold deeper into her bosoms.
Okay, I pull out my shot glass and try to break it over her face.
Roll for like dexterity.
That's a solid 12.
You're so buried in her face, you're like. You can't find her face, and you end up breaking it on her shoulder. And she's like, there's a shard of glass in it. And she's just like.
I summon the strength of Odin to just slip out. I'm gonna try to go because is she wet from the bath?
Yeah, it's a washroom.
Okay, so I'm gonna just like try to
roll for dexterity. That should be pretty easy, actually. Like you still do it, but like you end up like slipping and you like bust your face on the ground. Like you bust your face on the ground, and she's just like offended that you slipped out of her titties.
Okay, I go for a brisk kick to the ovaries.
No, dude, you like face first. This is what happened.
I'm gonna do a revert. I'm gonna try to slide like, and then donkey kick.
Dexterity.
Or like this,
you kick her in the ankle, but then flatten back out again.
Okay.
By this time, 3 or 4 of the bandits get up and they're like, "What the fuck is this guy doing in here?"
And they're flailing around.
And they're getting off of they're getting out of the tubs and like, they're like, "What the fuck?" And because they're bandits, they don't really care. So they're like walking up to you and they're getting ready to beat the shit out of you.
Yep.
You've killed literally everyone in the other washroom. I don't know why this one's so much harder.
Oh, where's the little dude?
I had a list.
He just walks in. He was still too busy like trying to get the tooth back out of that dude's eye.
So he has the tooth again?
Yeah, he has the tooth again.
I frantically scream help as I try to on the wet floor, trying to like slide away.
He just kind of looks up, is like, and his eyes dilate really big. And his rattle, he throws it, and it's just like through the air, and it knocks her straight in the left tit.
And so she sits there, and my friend Brent is here, and the other day I was talking to friend Brent.
Basically. But it's a boomerang, you find out, and it like flies back to him. He's like, it throws it again, and it hits her in the right tit this time.
2 sore tits.
And then she's just like, and he's like, starts flailing around his little thing again. He's like, bada 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 blah.
Okay,
and then the lady is like, oh my god, what is that? Alright, so what do you do?
I stand up. I stand up behind her.
Alright, you
while
stand
she's
up.
dazed. I need your pencil.
Nope.
I need you.
I need you.
Alright, you stand up behind her. She's not really dazed, more as offended.
Okay, well I put her in a chokehold.
Alright, roll for dexterity.
Hey there, Mr. Grumpy Goose.
4. Okay, there's an omen on this dice. 1 second. Let me go.
8.
Let me just.
8. 12.
Okay, hold on.
You're going through multiples of 4 at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so watch.
Was that 16?
This is my lucky space. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, roll for dexterity.
Okay.
I'm not going to count that for because like a lot.
Oh my god.
Somehow you end up putting yourself in a chokehold.
Oh no, I go to chokehold her, but
And just punch her.
but she leans to go after the orange thing, and I end up punching myself in the throat. And now I'm on my knees, slipping and sliding.
Okay, wait, hold up. I have an idea. Okay, so she picks up the little orange thing. And as soon as she picks it up, like all the other bandits in the back, they're like, "Oh!"
Are they saying?
They're making really gross baby noises like, oh my god, that's so cute! What is that? Oh my god!
Wow, you're so cute.
And so, one of them runs up. and like, she's running, and she like is slipping a little bit, like... and like grabs it, and it's like, what is this? And realizes it's once again mostly fur, because like his fur is like right out here. She's like, and so they're all distracted trying to figure out what the fuck this is, and he's squirming around in their arms like shuggy, 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 making really weird tribal noises while you're like.
Do you have a pencil? Oh, my arm. Do you have a pencil I can use? Okay. At which point, I'm gonna try to recover from that throat blow.
The throat blow. Roll for Constitution.
It's a solid 9. Plus.
That makes it like
12.
11? Alright. You stand up and your eyes are a little watery and you're just kind of like, oh. Your throat is all, your voice is all like raspy and stuff. But you mostly recover. You don't like recover emotionally after that though. Like that's still there. The emotional damage is done.
Emotional damage is done. All right,
Yeah.
I go to punch it right in the back of the head. Attempt a knockout.
All right, roll for strength.
God, dude, I think that's a 14 though.
Probably.
I think I have my strength. Yeah, that's 14.
All right. You punch her in the back of the head, and she falls over straight into one of the wash tubs and drops the little orange dude into the water also. And everyone just kind of stops and looks at it for a second, and he comes out, and like his fur is so compressed to his body, and he looks so like soggy and miserable. Because like, okay, his cheek fur goes out to like right here, and now it's like it's like all saggy.
It's all hanging down.
And he just looks super upset now, and his eyes are gigantic. Like, you didn't think they could dilate any further, but now his eye is literally completely black.
Oh my god, it's
Like,
he's pissed again.
and so, let's see. I rolled a 3. So, he just kind of stands there for a second, and then you hear that noise again, and the weird, like, red colors surrounding him.
Good. I take this opportunity to go up into these 3. I go into 49.
Where were you? You were in...
I was in 50.
50? Wait, what?
Yeah, 51 was a wash. Yeah. Yeah, 49.
49?
49.
Okay, yeah. Alright, everyone's like, you like, while they're looking at the little orange dude, and they're all like, what the fuck's going on? And you make the great escape into 49, and as you close the door behind you, you just hear this really loud noise, and then this gigantic roar, and then a lot of screaming. And that's all you hear after that. A lot of loud thumping noises and screaming.
Yep.
And occasionally you hear what sounds like a viscera splattering against a wall.
I knew that would happen, so that's why I bolted. I knew he would take care of it.
You close the door behind you, and you are in what looks like a supply room. There's a bunch of bags, like heavy cloth bags, a couple of shelves filled with...
Any weapons around?
Not that you can see at the moment, no.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of crates and barrels and what you would expect from a supply room to look like.
Alright.
A storage room, supply room.
I searched the nearest sack.
Sack, alright. You open it, like, tie off the little twist tie rope.
Mm-hmm.
And you dig around in it, and you feel there's mostly like cotton stuff in there, making it really fluffy and light, but you feel something. Alright? You can't really identify what it is, but you could feel a bunch of somethings that feel a lot like it.
I pull one out.
Roll for wisdom.
Talk about 18. Oh no,
You identify this. You hold it up to your eyes.
Nope, that's 20.
20. You hold it up to your eyes, and like in the low light, you can clearly identify this as a very fancily made, very exquisite spoon.
Okay. All right. How much are they worth?
You're not really sure, but you feel like it could be anywhere between 20 copper and 50 silver.
Okay, well, how strong is it? Like, I attempt to bend the spoon.
It bends pretty easily, and you now realize it's worth only 20 copper.
Okay, I throw it back, and I open up a barrel.
It clinks against the walls like... Ding, 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 ding. You open up a barrel, and there's piles upon piles of spoons.
Okay, I go around frantically opening up everything to check that...
Everything is spoons.
Okay, I grab a sack of spoons, and I run back into the room. Are there any survivors?
Actually, yes. Everyone is alive and well, and you see the orange dude in his big form, like, rolled over on his side, and all the bandits are, like, rubbing his belly.
But
you notice that his fur is, like, not condensed anymore, and then his big form, his fur is, like, this thick, so everything is, like, solid muscle.
Oh my god. Okay, I walk up behind to the nearest bandit with the sack of spoons, and I just wail him in the back of the head.
Roll for strength.
Talk about a 22.
Okay, despite the majority of the bag being filled with cotton and weighing less than the orange dude...
Really? I thought it was filled with spoons.
No, the
I
bag...
filled it with spoons.
Oh.
I chose to fill it with
You
spoons.
chose to fill it. Okay, so now it's like a solid, like, the
10
bag.
pounds
Okay.
of spoons.
Okay, in that case...
Yes.
You, like, slip and you do a spin and, like...
Carry the momentum.
You carry the momentum with it. But as you do it, like, the bag rips as soon as it hits the dude's face.
Mm-hmm.
And his face, like, you hear his neck. And the bag rips, and just 10 pounds of spoons fly into the dude next to him and impale the side of his face. And
Those are some deadly spoons.
And, like, you're just kind of, like, blown away by the fact that happened. Now there's blood everywhere.
I pick up a spoon, and I go, who else wants to spoon? I look at a woman when I do that.
The only lady that's left alive is the one that you ran into in the very beginning, and she's like 6 foot tall, like solid muscle. You can see her ripped six pack.
That's gross.
And she doesn't take too kindly to
my advances.
Yeah, your advances.
If that's what you can call them.
And so she just kind of like looks very angrily at you, and then like, no, she doesn't even look angry at you. She doesn't even look angry at you. She like kind of like squints an eye. It just looks super offended.
Really?
She's like, yeah, she does this. She's like, what? And like shakes her head a little bit, and then like she pats the big dude on like his forearm. Is like,
God, your sauce is so good. Oh yeah.
and he kind of like rolls over and looks at you, and then he looks at her, and his forearm just goes and crushes her body, and nothing is left of her.
Just a pool of blood.
He lifts his hand up, and there's like a gross squishy sound. It's like, and he's like,
that's awesome. How many more are left alive?
None now.
I just destroyed a guy with this. Alright, so I walk into 48, which is the room next to the one filled with spoons.
48? Oh, that's one past. You walk into it, and it looks pretty similar in the shape of the room filled with spoons. The big dude turned small again, is behind you now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And he's kind of like going through the spoons in the first room. You go to the second room. It's got a similar setup. Looks like a storage room. Nothing in particular. Same Lots of barrels, bags, crates, shelves. There's a few teacups and stuff on the shelves and things like that.
Well, I'm looking for the bandit that has my sword.
Okay, well, you clearly identify he's not in there.
Yeah. Okay, well, I go to 47.
Okay, it's all exactly the same.
Alright, okay. And you said what's in there? Teacups and all that?
Yeah, like there's various like knickknacks on the shelves, miscellaneous items.
I walk through the hallway into 56.
Into 56.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a dining room filled with a bunch of like exquisite cutlery and like linen cloth tables.
Nice plates and all that.
Yeah, nice plates, like fine china.
Like really nice plates.
Like really nice.
Like they should have pride in this.
Yeah, like this is something that you would take to the king, and the king would be like, "Dude, I'm not sure if even I could eat off of this."
Oh man, like that good?
Yeah, they look
Okay.
simply exquisite. Like
Alright,
this
well-
is something you'd see at like ambassador meetings and stuff.
Dude, alright, so I take out
Only the highest. And it's like, imagine like a full table. There's lit candles and there's food on the plates, by the way.
okay. Well, I go up to the first plate, like the one I guess to the bottom corner. I just eat everything on it. I'm
Alright.
so hungry.
All right. There's a really nice like chicken breast,
Nice.
and, like rotisserie chicken, like sopped in like juices that are and like all this gravy and stuff on these mashed potatoes and corn, like green beans. And there's a giant loaf of bread, like it's about like this thick, about this big loaf of bread right there, and you eat that too. And like when you're eating, the little dude like jumps up onto the table, and there's like an entire like cooked like pig, like you know, with like the apple in the mouth and everything, and he just starts going at it with that.
I don't mind. I just go to the next plate and eat everything on there too.
Okay, you do the same and you burp a little bit, and you're like, dude, and now you're a little bloated at this point because you
Okay.
ate a lot super fast.
Okay, well,
The little dude is like, his face is like, the tan part is covered in like grease marks and like various like gravies.
Well, I
And
take
he
a-
looks really happy. That is a little under 2 feet. 1 foot would be about like this, probably. Probably, maybe a little shorter.
okay. I go back into 47.
Okay.
Are there any like buckets or something
Yes.
I can carry? Okay, like, all right. I take a container. Is there any containers in there?
There's a. Okay, you know those boxes? They're like wooden boxes that have little handles on the side that you put like produce and stuff in. You got one of those.
Okay. All right. I go back in. Okay, I grab one of those and I go back into 56, and I take some of the linen cloth and line the crate with it, and I put all the food I can in there.
Okay. The linen cloth is severely stained, but beyond repair at this point.
That's fine.
I'm just letting that be
Okay.
known.
Okay. I set the food crate down. And I take more linen cloth and take it and like tie knots in the handles, so where it's comfortable, I can still fit it, but it's just like covered. The food is covered.
Not to mention, I forgot to mention, like the chairs are like mahogany and stuff.
Nice.
Everything is like high class.
High class.
There's like a chandelier that you're pretty sure is straight gold.
All right. I take a fork.
Okay.
Oh no, a knife.
You pick it up and you notice something different about it. It's made of jade,
Nice. Okay.
so it's like got like the rough edges and stuff, but that's like part of the aesthetic. It's like
Is there-
gold line.
Is there any wood that can easily be marked
Yes.
along the walls?
All of it. The walls are cobblestone.
Okay. Any wood in there that I can clearly identify this location?
The chairs, the table, and there's a couple of like china cabinets filled with more plates and mirrors and stuff.
Okay. I flip over the chair and I write in big bold letters, "Fuck you." And I take another chair and I just start smashing everything. Jesus. I'm just smashing and like breaking shit, and I take the legs and I'm like
Okay.
smashing all the plates.
You start breaking stuff, and like the little dude's going to town with this too.
Yes, I do.
He like
I knew he would.
he like grabs part of a chair and like just straight punches one of the legs off.
Nice.
And he's like swinging from the chandelier and stuff, and like throwing stuff on the walls. And there's like all these like fruit like explosions on the walls, like tomatoes and apples and stuff. And there's like all the food that you didn't take and couldn't fit. He's just like throwing around now.
That's awesome.
And he's just wrecking everything with you.
Nice. Okay, good.
He even throws his boomerang at one point, and like it shatters one of the glass cabinets, and just it falls over, and all this fine china just. And it comes back, he just catches it. He's like, blah, 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 blah.
All right, I'm breathing heavily, and I set the fuck you chair on top of the table, and then we go to you, who wakes up at this point.
I wake up. I'm laying in the grass, and I'm just like,
and the guy next to you is like, oh man, And I'm doing stretching. I'm stretching. Anyways, but
I'm just kind of laying there, like blinking. I'm laying there blinking, and I'm just kind of like.
He walks over to a corner, and you like lean up slowly, and you're like on your you're sitting there with your arms on your knees, kind of like, and you're just kind of dazed. You saw a lot of shit.
Was it like emotionally? Was it a bad trip?
No, it wasn't bad. It was just you saw a lot.
You saw a lot.
You just were out for a good 2-3 hours.
Shit.
And you're still a little bit high.
Just a little. So I'm just kind of like.
Everything's a little bit rock the boaty.
Everything's kind of like fuzzy and kind of like.
Anyways, the little dude walks over. He's like, "Man, I gotta take a shit," and he poops, and the key comes out. Ding, ding. And he picks it up and throws it into the river.
No, I told him to go get it.
He goes, "Nope, can't do it."
Why?
And he goes and jumps over to the other side and climbs up into a tree and just starts picking up fruit off of there.
I'm gonna
like peaches. He's like,
I want to make direct eye contact with him. I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna stand up, kind of like look at him.
He looks at you. he rears back and goes and keeps picking fruit, which is an even bigger fuck you back to you.
Yeah.
And he jumps down and jumps across the river, and he's like, "Peaches."
It's peach time. I'm gonna eat a peach. Oh my god!
So you better grab a peach, because he's hell-bent on eating them all.
I'm gonna just go grab one and just kind of like casually eat my peach. This man's inhaling peaches.
You're not even done with 2 bites, and he finished all of them off.
Okay, I'm gonna finish my peach.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the seed though, right? We'll keep the inside. Yeah, the pit. That thing. Thank you.
Okay, you're like that with the pit?
No, I'm just keeping it. I was just like.
Oh well, he pops it out of your hand and takes it, throws it into the river.
I can't believe this.
He takes off his little shoes, like his shoes are like this big.
Can I take one of his shoes and throw it in the river?
Okay, yeah, but he puts his bare feet in the river and he's just swimming across.
Right.
The water is really cold and crisp.
Okay, so I'm gonna like put a finger in the water and like get down on my knees, like look into the water, see how deep it is.
Okay, it's clearly more than 200 feet deep.
Okay, I have an idea.
All right.
If I inhale so much water that my lungs explode, can I use regrowth limb with fresh air to like limb regrowth to like?
You won't be alive to cast that.
Are you sure?
Yes. Your lungs exploded. You're more concerned about the lack of oxygen than you are regrowing your limbs.
Okay, so
if you did that,
can I just go through like straight like constitution to like man up and do it anyway?
What are you gonna do?
Can I just
What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate. Okay, so hear me out. If I just keep swimming down, and when I run out of oxygen, I just force my lungs to explode, cast limb regrowth, and my lungs are just back with oxygen.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, it's 200 feet deep. Your body, there's a bunch of pressure down there.
Fucking sucks, man. Okay. I turned to the little dude, and I'm like,
oh, it starts kind of raining.
what the fuck? We're inside.
I know.
I literally look into the sky, which is like
There's
12
no
feet ahead of me, and it's
there's
just
no
brick. And I'm like,
There is no sky.
exactly.
It's just raining.
So I look at the little dude, I'd be like, what will it take for me to convince you to swim down to the bottom and go get that key?
Nothing. And he jumps in. He jumps in, and you see him just like float casually to the bottom.
Does he
And
just sink?
He just disappears into the depths, and you're like looking down, and you can't see him pass. And roll for wisdom, real quick.
That is
Okay,
No,
you
wait,
deter-
that's a 14.
You determined the point that where he passed was at least 40 feet. So it's like he's gonna go, and so you're sitting there in the rain by yourself.
I'm gonna go sit
It's
under.
a light sprinkle.
I'm gonna go sit under a tree.
Lightning strikes the tree,
I move away from the tree.
Lay on the ground.
and a limb falls over, and it's nice.
I'm gonna
wood.
cast limb regrowth on the tree.
Okay, all right. Roll for magics.
That's the
Okay,
perfect
you go like that, and you cast it, and then the tree branch slowly, the one that fell off, slowly crumbles and fades away,
Sick.
and then an arm, like a human arm, forms out of the tree and starts flailing around. So now you have this weird,
Oh my god.
this noise. Just quietly in the rain. And the tree's constantly moving and like with the weight of the arm flailing around. And then after
Can I
go
take
ahead.
okay, I'm gonna take my mace and I'm gonna hack that. I'm gonna hack that arm off.
Okay, go ahead. Do for strength.
That's a 16.
You go and it like splits open.
Oh.
And then you crack the bone and it starts flailing around even faster.
I'm going in for the kill shot.
And then you
That's a 20.
you go, and it cuts off, and it goes. And then the part of the arm is like squirting blood, and like there's nerve endings and torn tissue, and it's just squirting blood.
Okay. I pick it up by the wrist and like kind of dangle it over the river and like just kind of drain out the blood.
It grabs your wrist.
I slap it on the hand.
It doesn't move,
So it doesn't
and
understand.
it
that
weighs
me-
about 50 pounds, so it's like dragging you down.
Okay, no, like I was like.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
saying-
clarify what I'm not being dragged into the depths by this.
No, I know.
Okay.
But it's like pulling you down because it's like 50 pounds of weight.
I'm gonna punch it.
Okay. It does absolutely nothing. You actually pop several knuckles punching it.
Can I fist bump it?
Yeah. Don't need a roll for it.
Yeah.
You fist bump it, and it doesn't move.
What the fuck? Okay, so I'm going to just kind of like move, like slide away from the river, get that out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, like I'm sitting on my ass, right? I'm going to put my foot on
Oh,
the
you
very
notice
end
that
of it.
the bottom where it was cut off
Yeah.
is slowly turning into a tree.
I very quickly put my foot on like where I cut it off and like stepped out on it, and I grab my wrist or like my hand away where it is, and I'm like pulling it off.
Okay, the fingers become looser, and by the time the tree is approaching the wrist, and there's like little trees. So you better.
I pull even harder. We'll roll
Roll
for
for
strength.
strength,
I'm gonna
yeah,
roll
roll
for
for
strength to just get this fucker off in one go. That is
In your panic, you lose grip, and your entire system goes to waste. And by now, the tree is like at the wrist and coming up the hand,
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
and you feel it pinch and burn on your skin because it's like basically, when you fall off of it, when you slide down a tree and it skins you.
Okay, here's what I'm doing. This is going to be a terrible idea, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to like bite its fingers off.
Okay. Roll for strength. Just
Do you have a hatchet?
That is a 20. No, I have a
okay.
mace.
The lightly loosened fingers, you bite down and rip off two, and then you pull free just as they turn into tree limbs and crumble up like that.
I kind of like look at my wrist.
And then you realize that this entire time it would have been easier. Roll for wisdom. You realize this entire time it would have been easier to just lift the fingers up and pull your
I
wrist
thought it
out.
had like a death grip on me though.
No, dude, it was a death grip, but I mean, you can easily lift up fingers, and it's not that hard. And you bit down on
Adrenaline does things to you.
it doesn't make you think.
True.
So,
Anyways, you kick. Do you kick it into the river?
no. What I watch it for a little bit. What's it doing?
It's a tree limb now.
Like it's
the
a
shape
literal
of a hand.
It's a literal tree limb now.
Well, yeah,
Has it stopped doing gross things?
yeah.
I put it in my backpack.
Oh, but you notice that where it was cut off, there's only one ring because it was only 1 year old. Not even.
Aw. Wait,
The tree limb.
does that mean
And
the
then
hand
you
was
look-
the hand
okay.
of a 1-year-old?
No, it wasn't the arm of 1 year. It was
I
just
I
like
was about to be really
it
sad.
was just like a tree.
Yeah.
The tree was barely made. There's not even a ring. When you look at the tree behind you where it was cut off, and there's like 60 or 50. So
That's really cool.
It's cool magics.
It's really cool, actually. So I kind of pick it up by the wrist and like see if it does anything.
Mm-hmm.
Does it do anything?
No, it's heavy and tree.
All right, so I'm just gonna put that in my backpack.
It's heavy and tree. It's like
50 pounds
this
worth
big.
of tree.
Okay,
Not
I can't-
even. No, it's this big.
Fine, I put my mace up and I'm like
Okay.
over my shoulder.
Nice.
It's very uncomfortable bark. That like every shift of weight causes it to hurt.
It gets stronger. Don't worry about it.
There's this thing called not being a pussy, Caleb.
Okay.
I'm carrying my tree limb.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I have a plan for this.
Okay. Alright, at which point you hear this, like, muffled yelling.
I immediately look into the river to like see if the little dude's back.
And he's, like, slowly coming out of the ceiling, like, ah!
Wait, what?
And then he just... And then slips back into the river, and you just see him drift downwards again, knocked unconscious.
Jesus.
You don't know why this is happening, but you carry on. And there's a door on the other side of the river, in the dark and the shade.
I go over
It's
there.
getting lighter in the room.
I toss my tree limb over the river and then I jump over.
Roll for
the river.
dexterity.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Roll for dexterity.
Jesus. Do I lose it in the depths?
It's halfway. It's like falling into the river as we
Okay, I'm making
speak.
a quick roll. I'm going over the river. I'm jumping over
Okay,
the river.
to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You jump and hit your stomach, knock the wind out of you. You attempt to grab it, but it just slips into the water, and you're like, "Fuck it!" And you get up and you're out of breath.
I'm gonna sit back down and I'm gonna just man up and wait and see if it falls through the ceiling
Okay.
with the little dude.
Okay. All right. You sit there for about 15 minutes before you hear,
I look back up at the ceiling.
and he falls, and he's like, "Look what I got!" And starts dancing. Like, look what I got.
What has he got?
It's a tree limb. It's the hand. the
Okay,
tree
I'm
hand.
gonna ask him. It's pretty awesome, but do you have the key?
Key.
Yeah, I told him to get the key.
There's no key.
I kick him back into the river.
With the tree limb.
I don't even care at this point. I just want the key.
Okay, roll for dexterity. You attempt to kick at him, and he whips the tree, and the hand goes, and he goes, "No, no, no, no," and then pokes you in the stomach.
I kind of like rub my belly really if I'm like.
And he goes, "This will make a nice gauntlet." And he pulls out the core, puts his hand in, and it's all. He's like, "Ah, gross," and throws it back. Or when he pulls it out, a bunch of viscera falls out, like meat and muscle. So it wasn't fully formed into a tree
Oh, shit.
internally. And he puts his hand, he's like, "Ah, gross," and then throws it into the river.
Alright, well, he just ruined my tree limb, so I mean, like, whatever. I go for the door.
Okay, it's unlocked.
I open it. I walk through it.
You don't know where you're at? Okay, I know where you're at. I know where you're at.
Do you know where I'm at?
I know where you're
Okay,
at.
wait. Where was I to begin with? Because I'm in, like...
No, I know where you're at.
I'm right there.
Mm-mm.
No?
You're right here.
What the fuck? Okay, so this is the room that's, like... This was the gross room, filled with like meat buckets, and I go into 12. Okay, so 12 is where the tree room was. So now I'm in 15. What the fuck?
No, you weren't.
Yeah, it was.
12?
Yeah.
No, you walked into 8, and oh yeah, you saw 11. You went to 12.
Yeah. I went into 11. I was like, gross, and left.
Well, then yeah, you could easily be in 15.
Oh, it's
Oh, wait, 12 was the nature room.
Yeah.
Oops, it wasn't supposed to be.
Wait.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
No, wait. Okay, wait. Oh yeah, I walked in here. I went to 11. That's the nature room.
Okay. All right. So you walk out, and as you can see, there's a turn to your left, and you can go forward.
I go forward.
All right. You walk up to a door, and it's a square door.
Square door.
Mhm.
I knock.
Okay. A little slider opens up,
Oh.
and a sword gets shoved out. Roll for dexterity.
Oh, fuck me. That's 13.
It slices your cheek.
I'm just gonna
And
stand
you
there
just-
unflinching, just...
Okay, roll for Constitution. You kind of go, but nobody. And they pull out the sword, and you just see 3 eyes look up at you. And he's like, "Who goeth there?"
I'm gonna take my gauntlet
Oh no.
and poke him in the eye.
Okay,
The middle eye, to be
Dude.
specific.
do it.
Actually, no, I'm gonna do the left eye to, like, throw him off balance, so he's, like, tumbles to the right.
Okay.
Alright, never mind.
You
My gauntlet gets stuck in the...
You go up, and it's a little bit of an outcropping where the slider was.
Yeah.
And you hit it, you go, and just kind of like go back to a position of like, I didn't just do that.
Alright, I look at him, I'm like... Can you open the door?
Oh, dude. Okay, so he goes, "Let me see your ears."
I show him the one that didn't get fucked up.
He goes, "Oh yes, a drow," and
Is he
slides.
getting off to my ears?
He slides the slider down, and the door opens up, and he's dressed in this like strange attire, almost attempting to be something that he's not. And you see a room full of the same dressed people around a table, and they're all looking at you. And he grabs your hand. He's like, "Come, join us."
I can't really say no at this point.
Okay.
Do I get forced into a chair? Do I sit
No,
down?
he offers you a chair.
Alright, who would be sitting next to me?
Him and this black dude.
Okay. I sit
So
down.
You sit down.
What's in front of me on the table?
There's a board full of pegs and variously marked objects, and
Is this a war meeting?
and a bunch of paper. Everybody has paper, and he goes, "You," and hands you a bag, and then
Dude,
whips the table, flips it over, and goes, "Welcome to our game. We call it RPG."
Am I surrounded by a bunch of LARPers?
With like real swords and regalia.
Oh my god!
And so he hands you.
Can I look at the black dude? What's the black dude?
The black dude?
Yeah, or is he just kind of there?
He's a knight. He has this
Knight.
From stuff that they found in the dungeon. That's what he's wearing. So he has this potato sack on, and he has a red painted cross.
Dude,
And he has an actual like pauldron,
Dude, yeah.
and like an actual
I'm gonna
helmet.
compliment him on his armor.
He's like, "Man, dude, thanks, man."
Fist bump him. I'm like, yeah.
He's like, "Man, dude, that's the coolest makeup I've seen."
I'm just kind of like, thanks.
He's like, "Whoa, what's this shirt made of, dude?" This robe.
Spider silk.
He's like, "Oh!" And everybody just like, "Oh, that's really cool, man." And you open up your satchel and you find a bunch of dice.
Dude,
Roll for wisdom.
Can I like identify
Roll for
that I
wisdom.
just broke the fourth wall? Dude, that's a 20.
That's a 20. Okay.
It's a 20.
You look at the dice and you're like, okay, these are dice. And this is a tabletop RPG. I've heard of these.
I've heard of these before.
But anyways, you start to play tabletop RPG.
Dude, yeah.
Okay, the guy to your left named Matthew. He's like, okay, I'm a paladin, and I'm gonna choose you as my my quest partner. And the black dude stands up. It was gonna get intense.
Oh, shit.
The black dude stands up, and he's like, fuck you, Matthew. He's my quest partner. Didn't you see how he liked my armor? And they both stand up and glare at each other. And the black dude takes out a knife and fucking plants it in Matthew's chest.
Wait, I'm gonna roll to grab, like, his wrist and be like, dude, no, I got this.
Okay.
Okay.
You stand up, but your foot is like locked on you sit a certain way everywhere you sit, and it locks your chair in place, so you just go and like do nothing, and you just see Matthew get plunged with the knife, and he like falls over dead.
Okay.
And then a guy comes out of a room, he's like, oh dude, is it my turn? And runs out and pulls Matthew's body away and throws it into a pile where you see like 17 other bodies. And he sits down and is like, hey buddy, are you a drow?
A nod.
Let me tell you something. There's no cheating in this game. Stands back and pulls out this sword and places it on the table. It's your turn.
Is the little dude still with me?
No, he's
Oh yeah, he's dead.
he's dead. He died.
Again. Okay,
Okay,
I look at the sword.
In another game.
I look at the sword, and I kind of like sit up a little bit. I look at the black dude. I'm gonna ask him his name.
Okay, his name is Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Alright, I look at Jeremiah, and I look back at the other dude, I'm like, Jeremiah, you see this shit?
And he goes, yeah, but I wouldn't be afraid. I got an extra dagger. Plus I have 34 HP.
I fist bump him, I'm like, it's got 34 HP. Alright,
Y'all start the game, and it's your turn to roll.
Alright, give me what's the setting? Or is the setting the dungeon?
No.
Because that would be really intense.
Okay, the DM named Robert is on the other side of the table.
Alright.
And he goes, you, drow, you are with the knights?
I nod.
And he goes, you two ride into town. A town called Vaxor.
Oh shit.
What do you do?
Okay. This is gonna be really intense. I look at him and I say, well, of course I go to the School of Magic first. Before I do that, I'm gonna pull out my mace and smack the dude to the left of me in the face and just like wreck him. And I'm gonna be like, but first, I eliminate the opposition.
Okay, roll for strength.
Caleb, where's
Wait.
your person throughout
You-
this whole thing?
Wait, that's a 9.
Okay, well, you unsheath your mace, but
Okay.
you're a bit sore from hacking that limb that you're like, and you just set it on the table.
Alright, I'm still the same. I'm gonna play this off and say, but first,
He takes off.
Everybody looks at that mace and is like, oh!
I take it out, I set it on the table, I'm like, but first, I admire my finely crafted weaponry in an attempt to attract anyone looking that has an adventure nearby.
The DM leans forward. He's like, well, yes, there are many adventurers in this town. You must inquire about in order to find them.
Okay, I'm gonna make another roll to like, just be like,
With the mace, there's like a spike on the top of the mace.
I'm just
So
gonna
that'll really
plunge
fuck
it into
him
the
up.
dude's face.
Okay, roll for dexterity, then strength. Nice, nice.
That's a 16.
Oh,
That's a 20.
Without even flinching or moving, the spike hits him in the temple, and he just hits the ground, hits the table, and everybody like moves back, and he goes, and you just lean forward and go, the opposition is eliminated. The DM stands up and goes, you know this game well, and pulls him out, and pulls him off, and throws him into the pile.
Dude, yeah!
And then another guy comes out and goes, oh, dude, did fucking Leonidas die? I'm coming out. And he sits down. And he looks at you and he's like, dude, you're a drow, man. That's awesome.
Alright, at least I have someone more racially accepting of me. That's a start. Alright.
Since you're always the last one, would you spread this out on your table so it goes end to end?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Alright, let's like.
Okay, oh wait, I know where to end this. The DM sits down, and the chair creaks, and he's like, let us continue.
I can't believe. Oh, dude, did Leonidas die?